Couple other people are jumping on, but I'm really sorry that my camera's not working, guys, but I'm hoping that the screen share will work, because Jessica actually asked me to do some recognition really quick, because she is like on her way to the meeting. She couldn't make it like on time though. Can you guys see my screen right now? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you guys can see them more than Conquerors?
Yeah, you're on.
Is anybody else hearing that echo? I guess not. Okay. Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to some people. We have 59 lives changed so far by our team this month, which is just phenomenal. I mean, it's the 15th. It's the 15th, 16th of the month, and that is amazing. So we have a couple people with Success Club 10. I'm at Success Club 10. Jennifer Nedrich, she's going to be speaking tonight. She's at Success Club 13 already. And then we have a bunch of people that locked in. I know Jessica's locked it in. She's not on this graphic, but Crystal, Katie, Marissa, and Hannah all have locked in Success Club 5. So way to go, everybody. And then we have a lot of people with points on the board. You guys just keep pushing, keep helping people, posting your workouts and your meals and all your healthy stuff, and just keep inviting every single day. And I know that everybody's going to be at least Success Club 5 or higher by the end of this month. So I'm going to unscreen share. And I am just going to let Jennifer take the reins. I don't know if you guys hear the echo that I do, but I'm just going to. Oh my word! No one said anything. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, so my name is Jen Nedrich. I'm echoing too, I think.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to share my screen. Am I still echoing? Okay, awesome. So my name is Jennifer Nedrich. For those of you who don't know me, I am an Emerald coach on Laura's team. I am really super close to Diamond, which has been my goal for the past 2 months now. So I'm super excited to just push forward towards that goal. And then I have some really big, scary goals coming up this year, as I'm going to try to go for elite coach. And I have grown that confidence as I've walked this journey, as I hope you all will do the same. I started actually as a Beachbody challenger with Laura's groups back in 2015 in January, actually. And I'm a success story with Beachbody. I learned to love the products and trust the products 110% because I lost 65 pounds with a 21-day fix and Shakeology and the challenge groups. So I'm just here to share my love of Beachbody, of this team, and my knowledge that I've gained through trial and error of free clean eating groups. So my business has really exploded as of late, and I do believe it's due to the fact that I run my own free clean eating groups, and then I also run my own challenge groups. But my big time focus, although I do love on my challengers and I really provide great content for them, but I really, really, really put a lot of love and heart into those free clean eating groups. I feel like that's where everything is. So I'm going to do a screen share here and share my screen. And I put together a little presentation for us tonight to help walk us through all of the information. So if you could type in the chat box either yes or no, are you running your own clean or free groups right now? Yes or no? Not just adding to your coaches, but are you doing your own? Have you ever done one? Just type in the chat box yes or no. I'm just curious to see who has run one and who has not. I will tell you that it took me a while to build up my courage to run my own group. I was originally adding all of my potential challengers to Laura's group. And then from there, I did realize the value in creating my own groups. So what I did was I created my own free clean eating group, but literally took her content and copied it. And that wasn't really working for me. So I had to really, really think about my free clean eating groups, how they could help my business and what I wanted to get out of them and what my intentions were with those groups. So I'm here to share with you what I've learned just by trial and error and failing, falling down, and then getting back up for months and months and months. And I can honestly say now I'm at a place where I feel comfortable with these groups. I feel very comfortable running them. And I feel like a lot of love happens in my free clean eating groups. So I just want to share that with you. So my topic tonight is how to ignite your business with free groups. So before we get into the how, I want to talk about why. Why free groups? Why is it so important for us as coaches to be running our own free clean eating groups? Well, they're a chance to be a blue lobster, a chance to feed the birds, and they are a chance to be a rising tide that raises all boats. And I'm going to go into what I mean by all of that mumbo jumbo. So when you run your own free clean eating group, you get the chance to be a blue lobster. And a blue lobster, they're very rare in the world. The odds of catching a blue lobster are 1 in 2 million, okay? And when fishermen catch a blue lobster, they consider them to be good luck. They don't keep them, they throw them back, okay? So those little blue lobsters, they don't end up being cooked and eaten at our restaurants all around the world, okay? So what do I mean? What does this have to do with our free clean eating groups? Basically, there are X many coaches out there, Beachbody coaches. I don't even know, is it 400,000? There's a lot of them. There's a lot of us out there. Some of us are working our business, some of us are thinking about working our business, and some of us are rocking it out and are top coaches, right? So there are just a lot of Beachbody coaches. You need to set yourself apart from the crowd. And these free clean eating groups, that's the way to do it. It's a way to stand out from all the rest, okay? It's also a way to show your unique personality. You can be you in these groups, and you can attract your tribe. You're going to start attracting people, like-minded people like yourself, when you start advertising your free clean eating groups. And you can get noticed, basically. And that's what it's all about. If we don't get noticed, we don't have a business. So basically, instead of ending up in the stew pot, along with all the other lobsters, with every other person trying to grow their Beachbody business, you'll get positive attention. And you need that to attract potential clients and then to turn them into challengers. And once they become those loyal fans and loyal challengers, they're going to give you referrals, and your business is just going to blossom from there. So if you're going to run free clean eating groups, you get a chance to be that blue lobster. The next thing it allows us to do is feed the birds. So I don't know if any of you are outdoor people. I am. I love wildlife, and I love watching wildlife. And you can literally train a wild bird to come and eat out of your hand, okay? But you have to be patient. You have to take baby steps. You cannot frighten them. And if you just take your time and you're patient and slow, eventually you can train them to come right up to you, okay? So we can think of our potential challengers and our social media audience kind of like those wildlife birds. They have a high risk of adverse, like they want to run from us. They don't trust us. They're highly risk averse, okay? They're constantly looking for a reason to take flight. They don't want to watch us. They watch us because there's something drawing us to them, but they really don't want to. They're always looking for a reason not to trust you, not to believe in what you have to say. That's just human nature. And they're very slow to trust, okay? So what we need to do is, like, whenever you feed these birds, you don't run out with a handful of bird seed and scream, I have bird seed. It's the same thing with the Shakeology and all the products and programs that we have to offer. If we're constantly just in people's faces and asking and asking and asking for them to join a challenge group, buy this, buy that, we become like the crazy person trying to attract birds, waving our hands around, right? It just doesn't work. and we're shoving our hands in their little faces and they want to fly off. So these free clean eating groups are a very gentle way to get people to trust you and to draw them in. You stop scaring them off. You get to build trust with them, and you start attracting tons of potential clients and challengers with your ideas. And then it's a chance to create a rising tide that lifts all boats. So there is actually a book out there called Go Givers Sell More. And it is an amazing book. You guys, if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend that you pick it up. But the book is based on the premise that if we can sell basically by giving. So a lot of people have an adverse reaction to the word sell. They don't want to sell anything. And this book kind of twists it around and says that if we are the people who give, then we are going to attract those sales. It's not going to be so scary. So shifting your perspective from getting to giving is not only a nice way to do business, but a profitable way as well. Living with generosity creates a swell tide that lifts all ships, not just yours, not just our potential challengers, everyone's. Think about that. If we're giving to people in the form of these free groups and we earn their trust, then they in turn trust us, they join our challenge group and can potentially change their lives, just like I did. I always say that Beachbody has changed my life because it has. If I wouldn't have ended up in a challenge group, things would be totally different for me right now. I would not have this positive life that I'm creating for myself through Laura's groups. And if I wouldn't have been in her initial clean eating group, I would have never built that trust with her. So it all starts there. So be a go-giver in regards to these free groups. Create value for people. You have the chance when you're in this private group with people, you can really touch their lives. You can focus on them and love on them and really interact with them, create relationships with them. And in this world of social media where everything's become so, everybody's almost at a distance, we have a great advantage in our business where we get to touch people's lives and create relationships that people are actually craving today. I think we're a lonely people. Social media made that happen. We tend to just get online and we look at this and we look at that and we lose the human relationship factor in our lives a lot of times. So we have the ability to give that to people. It also will help you build up your network because as people come into your group and it's an amazing group, they want to add their friends. It naturally happens. They'll say to you, can I add my friend? Can I add so-and-so? Can I add my mom? You will be growing your network with these groups. It's a chance for you just to be real, to be who you really are. You don't have to be the social media you. You don't have to be the Beachbody cutout you. You just be you in this group. And it's a chance for you to create your own tribe that way. And then it keeps you open for business because if you continuously do these groups each month, you're going to be continuously creating value, adding to your network, maybe even attracting new coaches. So it's a win-win situation. So the added benefits of running clean eating groups that I have personally experienced, it takes the focus off of you. A lot of us are afraid to invite people. Like I'll ask my coaches, have you done any inviting? Well, no, I'm nervous that I'm going to offend somebody, or I'm nervous about hearing no. When you're in the trenches of creating these free clean eating groups, it takes that focus off of you. And you're not so worried about hearing no because you're worried about creating good content, about advertising the group. You have another focus besides just sitting there paralyzed by the word no or the fear of failure. So it really gives you a good momentum to get your ball rolling forward, okay? The work doesn't seem as intimidating whenever you're focusing on creating the free groups every month. And it's just good practice, and practice makes perfect. So if you start small and start with these little free clean eating groups, and you practice and practice and practice and do it month after month, then you will feel very comfortable jumping in to run your own challenge group. And that's when you become a real coach, basically. When you can run your own challenge group, that's when you can call yourself a real coach, basically. So it establishes you as a coach in your client's eyes, not your uplines. So when you're constantly adding to your uplines groups, you're almost setting them up as the face of the coach. But if you can be that person who provides the content, who takes the reins and makes everything happen, then you're establishing yourself as the coach. And it's your business, and that's what you ultimately want, right? So you will also be showing the world that you're serious about your business. If you can run these groups, it shows you as a serious business person, and therefore people will take you seriously. So when you do your inviting, they're more likely to take you seriously and to know that you have something good to offer because they've seen what that can be. In summary, be creative. Show your personality. You are attracting your tribe whenever you run these groups. So be who you want to attract, basically. Stand out from the crowd. So many coaches add people to their upline groups. I hear that all the time. I have a lot of new clients that come to me from other coaches and say that they were in a group with, 100 people or 200 people. They were just thrown into some other coach's group, and they come to me because I run personal groups. So just keep that in mind, that you could be losing people when you're doing that. It's a way to build trust. You're not just asking for business then, you're offering a service in return. So it's putting the service before the sale, basically. You're offering this service, they build trust, then they buy from you, then you can continue to offer a service. But sometimes to be that good person, to be the person who grows, you need to offer the service before the sale, okay? So it's a way to add value to people's lives, like we talked about, and it's a way to really love on them and establish relationships with them. A lot of people get confused about how to invite and how to have these conversations with people and how to grow relationships. Put them in a free group. I promise you, you'll have so much. You have 7 whole days with them to chat with them and ask them about their life and get to know them, and it's just a win-win situation. So now I'm going to go into the how of free clean eating groups. And I have 3 tips for you in regards to the how, just 3. 1 is to be a chocolate chip cookie. And 2 is to turn to your upline for help. And number 3 is be like Nike. So we're going to talk about that. So the first thing that you should do is be a chocolate chip cookie, not a sugar cookie cutout. So if you've ever made a batch of homemade chocolate chip cookies, you know that each one is different. They're all shaped different. They're different sizes. They have different amounts of chips in them, versus when you're making a sugar cookie cutout, you're stamping it with that little cookie cutter, and they all pretty much look the same. Be a chocolate chip cookie. Stand out from the crowd. Use your creativity. Let your own personality shine through. Don't go out there and search some other coach's ideas and copy them. That makes you a sugar cookie. Be a chocolate chip. You have your own good ideas. Everybody is so creative. Everybody amazes me every day with their creative ideas that I never had. I'm like, I'm not that creative. I didn't think of that. You have creative ideas. Just sit down and brainstorm without the fear of failing. Don't let that inch into your head when you're thinking about all of your different ideas. Just write down a list of all the free clean eating groups that you could totally rock out and make people, have a lot of fun in. Don't copy and paste. I learned that the hard way. I was a copy and paster at the beginning, and those free clean eating groups where I copied and pasted, they failed. They flopped. There was no interaction. But whenever I decided to be the chocolate chip cookie, things really started to take off, and I started to get referrals, and people wanted to add to my groups, and it became an exciting place to be, okay? So, just let your personality shine through. Some of the groups that I've run, I was hesitant about telling you guys because I know it's easy to say, oh, that's great, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. But I really encourage you to sit down and think of your own ideas. But my upcoming group is a keep, toss. And it's going to be a kitchen clean out group, and it's based on the Sex and the City, when they were cleaning out the closet in the one episode when Carrie was going to move. They were telling Carrie what to keep and what to toss. So I'm going to do a little play on that. And then I've done a crock pot group that was, can you smell what the crock is cooking instead of the rock? I like the rock, the wrestler. So I did a little twist on that. Over Christmas, I did Elf Yourself, and it was Elf on the Shelf themed, and it just had little tips about how to care for yourself during the holiday season, all throughout the group, as well as clean eating information. I've done clean eating on a budget. I've done a Destination U, which was like a vacation themed group, which was fun. It was how to clean eat when you're on vacation and everything else. So there's just a ton of different things you can do. You can think about the season and different ideas regarding the season. You can go out and Google other coaches, but just don't take their ideas and like cookie cut them. Make it your own. Take their idea and then run with it. Maybe tweak it, make it your own. The second thing is turn to your network. You don't have to start from the beginning. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Chances are your upline coach has like a sketch of a free clean eating group that you can borrow, but don't copy and paste it. Take it, borrow it, chop it apart, put it back together, and make it all in your own words, the way that you would speak to people and the way that you want to represent your business, okay? But know that you're not alone. If you need help creating these groups, there are other coaches that will team up with you. Ask your upline to team up with you or team up with other coaches. I did that at the very beginning. I have a good friend coach, and we actually met in the Dynasty United page, and she used to team up with me when I was nervous at first, and she'd come into my groups and she'd interact and she'd help me. Do that if you're nervous. Find an accountability partner and run a group with them. And the third tip is be like Nike and just do it. I mean, it might seem intimidating at first, but if you just do it, maybe it might not be perfect the first month, but I guarantee the second month it'll be better, and then the third month it's going to be a little bit better than that. And before you know it, you'll be 6 months into it. Your groups are going to be totally amazing. They're going to represent you to the T, and you're going to have people wanting to be in your groups. They're going to be referring others. So it's going to take some time, though. You have to be patient, but just do it. So my top tips tonight are, whenever you're doing these clean eating groups, you can actually create an event page prior to the group to advertise. And if that seems confusing, if you're a brand new coach, just ask your upline. They can help you with all of that. But it's just another way of advertising your free group. You post about your free group at least once a week, if not twice or 3 times leading up to your group. And it doesn't have to be a formal post. You can post one time formally and then just post a little something and mention your free cleaning group. Oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm getting ready for this and I can't wait to share this. Just little tidbits just to entice people to want to join. Private invite people to your group. That always makes someone feel special. It always baffles me when a coach tells me, I'm nervous about private inviting, because we have the chance to make people feel special. How many times does someone reach out to you and privately invite you to something genuinely? Like, hey, I would love to have you in this free clean eating group. You have a great personality. I know you'd fit right in. Will you join us? A genuine compliment. I get invited to about 50 groups every single day where nobody even takes the time to private message me or invite me. And do you know what I do? I leave the group and block the group every single time. I can't stand that. So private message people about your group. Make them feel special. Nobody gets special invites anymore. It's like a lost art or something. Love, love, love on people when they're in the group. Love on them. Ask them about their life. How is their day going? Do they need any help? Get to know them. You post before and after pictures during that free group. It will motivate them to join your paid group then. So make sure you share a lot of before and after pictures. That really motivates people to keep going when they see those success pictures. Make sure you're posting lots of tips, tricks, recipes. I guarantee you have a ton of your own tips, tricks, and recipes if you sit down and think about it. Build relationships during the group. That is the whole reason that you're doing this. Basically, it all boils down to relationships. That's our whole business. Take the time to build relationships. If you're just copying and pasting information to your group and you're not taking the time to interact with people in the group and make them feel special while they're there, you're just wasting your time, basically. So invite everyone in the free clean eating group to your 30-day challenge group. Don't waste an opportunity. If you're going to take 7 days, put all your time into creating this free clean eating group, make sure at the end of the group you invite every single person personally to the big challenge group, the paid challenge group. Just extend that, boldly invite them. Hey, did you have fun in the group? If you really love this, I have this other challenge group coming up. It's 30 days, and that gives you a chance to talk to them about it. It's if you don't do it, you're wasting your time. And the ninth one is the most important one. There's no secret. You have to learn by doing it. You're not going to know what to do at the beginning. It's going to seem scary, maybe, and it will maybe even be overwhelming, but every single month you'll get better at it, and you will learn something by doing it every single month. So that's basically it in a nutshell, and I'm open to answer any questions that you may have. Like I said, I've been running free groups for about a year now, so I have some good experience under my belt. So if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. And I want to thank you too for showing up. Anytime you show up for a team call, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your business, and you people who show up here consistently time and time again, you are going to be the leaders of the future. So thank you for showing up. And then Laura, we can just open it up for questions. I don't know if Laura's still here with us. You have to unmute yourself if you have any questions.
Hey, you still have your screen shared. I can't unscreen share you.
Okay, dokie. Let me see if I can
I was
do that.
clapping though before I unmuted myself because that was such a good call. I love what you said about the rising tide that lifts all the boats, be that rising tide. I love that analogy. That is awesome. I just love that. The helping everyone, and instead of thinking about getting challengers or getting customers, you are giving and giving and giving and giving. And that is so true. And I love what you said about the service before the sale, just providing that service. And I've never shared my before and after pictures. I love that tip. Thank you so much for that tip. I never thought about sharing the pictures in the group. That's great.
Thank you. I could probably do a part 2 on this. I mean, there's so much information you could go into about how you could market it and everything, but I thought we should start with the basics of why. First of all, I think the why is so much more important than the how.
Yes.
Because if you know why you're doing it, you're going to figure out how, really.
Right. And I really feel like a lot of coaches find running a group, they think of it as like, when people think of something like the whole picture, they think of that as being intimidating. But if you just think of it as just like posting one post a day and checking into a group once every day, it's really not that bad. I mean, and even if you're really busy and you work, you can schedule the posts. You just have to be really diligent about making sure you're present in the group when you schedule those posts. But yeah. One thing I like you said about just not being afraid to invite, and how this is such an easy thing to invite to. And I wanted to kind of piggyback off of that, because that made me think about how, the way I do it is when I invite someone to my challenge group or to coaching, a big portion of the people, their objection is going to be the price, right? So if you have a clean eating group scheduled, if you know it, like let's say you have it scheduled in a couple weeks. Like right now, I have a clean eating group scheduled in a couple weeks, and I know I have another one scheduled in February. So when people tell me no, I say, okay, well, maybe the larger, this group wouldn't work for you, but I'm also doing a group that doesn't require any Shakeology next month. And then I go ahead and I invite them to that free group. And I've always got a list going of people who say, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And so then I just add them to my list, and that's how I get a lot of my clean eating group people. But it's a way to give someone another option beyond just your group. It's like default. If you get the no, you default to the clean eating group. So.
Yep. It's just, especially for people who are nervous about inviting, like you said, it's a great thing to have to invite to. It's like, how can they say no to something that's free, basically,
Yeah, and I love that you could literally do a clean eating group on anything, like, or not clean eating group, a free group. You could do a free group. I'm sorry, I keep saying clean eating for some reason. You could do a free group on an abs challenge. You could look up one of those abs challenges and post the abs challenge each day. You could do a Bible study group. You could do, well, one thing I do, and this is great, especially for coaches who get like overstock of Shakeology at their house, is I do, I don't know if you guys have seen my recent posts, but I get box of packets sent to my house, and I break them up into sets of 5, and I send them out for $28, including the shipping. It's just breaking even if it's in the US, but it's awesome because it gives them that 5 days to try the shakes and the group. So if you ever, have too much Shakeology, getting a box of packets and doing a group like that, or even like if you need something to keep your husband active or whoever active, that's another great way to do that. So that's what I do with my husband's account. Well, if you guys don't have questions, we will jump off. This is like perfect timing, exactly 30 minutes. So you rock, Jen. So thank you so much for presenting. That was such awesome content. I'm so excited that we recorded it so that we can share this. So I will be posting this in both Jessica's group and the FitBuzz mentor page too for everybody so that we can share the recording. And I also took a bunch of screenshots, so I'm going to share those too. But all right, well, if you guys don't have anything else, we will jump off, and I hope you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.